Yo. God damn it. Just getting my screen and stuff set up here. So, there's just been like a ton of stuff I've been seeing lately. I mean, maybe wait for a couple people to join, but the let's just go on here. I literally opened my YouTube and it was a thing about life insurance. There it is again.
Travel insurance is
What?
an essential component of
What the fuck?
providing financial protection and peace of mind against
Jesus. I don't know why it keeps opening that. That is so weird. I just am kind of getting the stream set up here. It's the first time in a minute I've been streaming. I just want to make sure the sound is good and, you know. That is so weird. I just am kind of getting the stream set up here. First time. I know there's been a couple times where I've gone on here and it's been the loudest thing possible. I literally opened my YouTube and it was a thing about life insurance. There it is again. What? What the fuck? Jesus. I don't know why he keeps opening that. I'm just seeing if that echo's gone. I'm just seeing if that echo's gone. And it's gone, baby. All right. So, what I was just saying is I have been getting like I don't know, so there was a video on here that I wanted to watch. I'm really starting to get, first of all, literally this video about time travel. What? So there was let me just, oh, okay. Okay. Completely spelled wrong. So I have been seeing a bunch of stuff on YouTube about what do you call it? Chernobyl.
The people sent in to clean up Chernobyl's radioactive mess barely survived the work. Some didn't. A massive blob of radioactive material sits under the plant, so deadly that just standing near it for a minute could kill. And black fungus is growing inside the abandoned reactor, feeding on the radiation itself. These are disturbing photos taken inside Chernobyl after the disaster. In 1986, right after the Chernobyl disaster, a group of people known as the Liquidators were called in to clean up the radioactive mess. This photo shows some of them at work, and if you look closely at the bottom, you'll see these strange white streaks on the film. Those are actually caused by radiation. A lot of these workers were not trained specifically for this type of work. Some were firefighters and soldiers, but there were also regular people thrown into the fire. They didn't have much protective gear, so some of them had to improvise with whatever they could find, like leather and lead plates. They worked in insane conditions, dealing with radiation levels that would have made most people collapse, and a lot of them ended up seriously sick later. Some died from exposure, and despite all that, they kept going, trying to contain one of the worst nuclear disasters in history. This photo shows one of the most infamous spots inside Chernobyl, the Elephant's Foot. Right after the 1986 explosion, a lot of the molten reactor core sank beneath the plant. What formed was this massive wrinkled blob of radioactive sludge.
So one thing I do know, and this is just from, like talking to some people, the nuclear power plants are supposedly very clean for the environment and stuff like that, which it's one of those things where it really doesn't sound like it would be clean for the environment. I mean, nuclear waste and all that stuff getting put, back into water and stuff like that. But if you think about it, you can contain, for the most part, Chernobyl's a perfect example of how you can't always contain it. But if you think about it, you can self-contain this nuclear waste, keeping it away from people. And I mean, I don't know. I'm 100% not trying to get into the politics of it because I don't know enough. But the fact that this reactor went down is surprising. And this wasn't that long ago. The 80s. And excuse me. I was born in 1991. So this was roughly 5-6 years, after before I was born that this happened. However, looking at this, the aftermath of it is insane.
Made from melted fuel, metal, sand, and concrete. It got its name because, as you can probably tell, it kind of looks like the thick, wrinkly skin of an elephant. Back when it first formed, it was insanely deadly. Just standing nearby for a few minutes would kill you. To even get a picture, people had to bounce cameras off mirrors so no one had to actually get too close. The heat was so intense it was literally burning through the floors beneath it. Nowadays it's cooled down and isn't instantly lethal, but it's still one of the most radioactive things on planet Earth, sealed off deep in the plant. What you're looking at here is a black fungus that's been growing in various parts of Chernobyl. It grows toward radiation. The fungus is called, let me see if I can pronounce this right, Cladosporium sphaerospermum. This is a photo of it spreading on the walls of the reactor's damaged areas. It contains melanin, the same pigment that gives human skin its color. But
That's
in this
creepy.
case, it seems to help the fungus feed on radiation. It's almost like it's photosynthesizing, except instead of sunlight, it's using deadly gamma rays to grow. Experiments have shown that the fungus actually grows faster when exposed to radiation. Most life would die instantly in that environment, but this stuff is growing just fine. Scientists are now looking at it as a potential tool for radiation protection, maybe even for astronauts on long space missions where radiation is, of course, a huge problem. This is a comparison between what frogs are supposed to look like in the forest of Chernobyl and what they look like now. Parts of Chernobyl, scientists discovered something really unusual. Eastern tree frogs with completely black skin. Normally these frogs are green or maybe brownish, but in radioactive zones a lot of them had turned jet black, a condition called melanism. Researchers think the frogs are producing extra melanin to protect themselves from harmful UV rays or radiation.
So it's that, I mean, that is even more crazy to me that, you know, and I'm sure they'll talk more about it. And I've looked at some of the wildlife in that area. A lot of it has, you know, unfortunately been affected by this radiation and died. But if you think about it, reptiles have been on this planet, you know, hundreds and hundreds of millions of years. And to think about all of the stuff that they've endured in their lifetime. I mean, maybe not one single frog, but frogs as a whole. The stuff that they've gone through, they need to, you know, their only goal is to adapt and survive. And I think that this is a great example. Well, great might be the wrong terminology, but I think this is a great example of how insects, reptiles, and mammals can eventually adapt. I mean, it's like some animals are not, you know, I live in Minnesota. Some animals would not survive in the Minnesota winters. Reptiles in general. I mean, a lot of them, larger reptiles, I think, would not be able to survive.
Still not entirely sure whether radiation triggered genetic changes or just made the frogs crank out more melanin, but it's obvious the disaster played a role. Some of the most haunting images, worn down abandoned places you'll ever see, have been taken in Pripyat. The amusement park is probably the most famous. Never actually opened. It was scheduled to launch just days after the Chernobyl disasters.
Never even opened.
Today, the Ferris wheel is still standing, rusted, motionless. The empty frames of bumper cars and a carousel sitting nearby. Everything is decaying, rusted to hell, and completely frozen in time. Picnic tables and benches have been left empty. Pathways are cracked, and weeds and small trees have started to take over the area. All this was designed for crowds, spaces for families, areas for kids to play. It's hard, I don't know, not to feel slightly somber looking at these images. Well, it doesn't get much more apocalyptic than this picture. In one of the schools in Pripyat, there's a room where the floor is just covered with gas masks. The filters have been looted by people looking for tiny bits of silver inside. What's weird, though, is that these masks were barely even used. A week before the disaster, students had been trained on how to put them on, but when the meltdown happened and people were being evacuated, they were told not to wear the masks. But why? Well, the communist leadership was worried that if people were told to put on gas masks, they'd panic, i.e. everyone would know there was a serious mess up. So
I don't know if you've ever seen, if anybody's ever seen the show Chernobyl. It's not, it's like a drama. Great show. I think it's on HBO. If you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend it. It's really good. And I mean, what the whole reactor malfunctioning and failing was crazy, right? I mean, just that scale of something happening is crazy to think about that. But the way that and government does this all the time. We know here in America very well. They will try everything in their power to cover whatever they can up and to not freak people out And I think we really saw that during COVID, where it started to freak people out, and I think some news outlets changed a little bit how they spoke of the virus and the effects that it was having on people. But in the 80s, uh, there wasn't all the social media and stuff like that. There was news outlets, but not like there is today, where you have hundreds and hundreds of different ways to get your media, thousands probably. And so, but that's really interesting, and that's part of the show, is that they did their damnedest to try and cover this whole thing up.
To hell with people's health. The masks were all left behind. Pripyat Hospital, officially known as Hospital Number 126, treated people immediately after the Chernobyl disaster. In the hours following it, dozens of firefighters, plant workers, first responders who were exposed to high doses of radiation were rushed here for urgent care. Their highly irradiated clothing was then hastily dumped in the hospital's basement, which is now one of the most dangerously contaminated areas in Pripyat. The most critical patients were later transferred to a specialist hospital in Moscow, but now 126 sits completely empty and decaying. Equipment sits rusting in the rooms, peeling paint flakes off the walls and the floors cracked. Beds are still in the wards, though, with some torn sheets or medical supplies left behind. The maternity ward, that's especially eerie. It's got cribs still sitting in place and some baby dolls on the floor. Operating rooms have surgical tools left out. Through all of it, nature has started creeping in through the broken windows. These eerie images were taken at one of Pripyat's kindergartens, left exactly as it was when the city was evacuated. The shelves are still filled with toys, some broken, dusty, but mostly intact. Cribs and small beds are scattered around, some with old dolls or stuffed animals still.
See, stuff like this, I mean, just this image alone right here is scary as hell, but it definitely is set. Some photographers set this up, making the creep factor extreme, which is cool though. It doesn't make it any less creepy to have something like this, be photographed. But I will say, and I really enjoy YouTube. I think it's full of, I mean, just this video that I've been meaning to watch this, for a couple days here, but there's a lot of people that will post, this building's abandoned or whatever, and they either go in it or they don't go in it. But the stuff it's crazy to think about. Is a building really that scary if you don't know the context? Like if you go into an abandoned mall or something, yeah, it's creepy, but the context of an abandoned mall is people shopped there. I just think that this adds a huge factor into the creepiness. The doll's creepy as hell. That's stupid. G.A. Schweik.
So after the evacuation, nobody came back. At least not permanently. Outside, weeds and small trees are starting to creep in through the windows, and the flooring is cracked and decayed. Even decades later, nothing has been removed aside from the occasional looter. Looking at these images, it's a strange mix of ordinary and unsettling. Normal objects left behind, yet everything abandoned in a hurry. The Azure swimming pool in Pripyat is one of the more unusual abandoned spots you'll see photos of. It was built in the 70s, a large indoor pool, diving boards, changing rooms, a small gym area. After the disaster, the pool stayed open for a short bit, mainly for liquidators and plant workers to wash off contamination, but eventually it was...
I actually, Schweik, I was just talking about that. It is on HBO. It's really good. It's not... I just feel like there's not a bunch of bullshit about the, it's not, it gets right to the point. It's really good.
Of course, completely abandoned. As you can probably tell, looking at it, the tiles are cracked, faded, and covered in dust. The pool's upper balcony and viewing areas are crumbling with broken railings and peeling paint. The diving boards hang rusted in place, and the pool
Isma
is
Shwe.
empty, exposing the floor underneath, giving the whole building, just like pretty much everywhere else in Pripyat, a post-apocalyptic vibe.
Isaac.
Hotel Policia was one of the tallest buildings in Pripyat, a landmark of the city before the disaster. Built in the 70s, it was meant to host visitors to the Chernobyl nuclear power plant, along with engineers and city officials. After the explosion, being that the building was so tall, it was actually pretty useful in the emergency response. The upper floors were used as makeshift observation points.
So this spot, this hotel, is actually, I'm pretty sure they talk about it in the Chernobyl show. And it's crazy that before this whole thing happened, the Chernobyl nuclear power plant was still like some sort of a tourist attraction, which is wild. But not even now. So I'm pretty sure that the radiation has gone down there, and you can finally go back there, and it's probably like a a guided tour or something like that. I'm gonna actually look at that next. We're gonna just look and see if you can go there now, because I mean, why wouldn't you?
Temporary offices for the cleanup operations.
Sit down.
And helicopters use the roof to coordinate flights in and out of the city. Today, the hotel is completely falling apart. The lobby's empty, with cracked floors and scattered debris everywhere. Broken furniture, elevator shafts are open and rusting, windows are shattered, and graffiti covers most of the walls. On the outside, the building still towers over Pripyat, but the place is deteriorating, with concrete crumbling and metal corroding. All that said, I've been your host, James, and I'll catch you, yes, you specifically, in the next video.
Thank you, James. What a guy, huh? What a guy. And yeah, I completely botched Chernobyl trying to spell it, but the old internet knew what I was talking about. Let's see. So, what it's like today, and this video is from 10 years ago. God damn it. Oh, okay. So, this one is from 1 month ago. Let's see. Jesus.
This is Chernobyl. On April 26, 1986, at 1:23 a.m., reactor number 4 exploded during a late-night safety test. The reactor core was torn open, releasing massive amount of radiation into the atmosphere. At first, Soviet authorities said nothing. Firefighters rushed in without knowing...
Well, there's the masks.
Standing on radioactive wreckage, many would die within weeks. Just a few kilometers away was Pripyat.
Pripyat.
Nearly 50,000 people, apartments, schools, playgrounds. Life continued as normal. 36 hours later, evacuation buses arrived. People were told it was temporary and only a few days.
So that is kind of what I was talking about. That there are some similarities between Chernobyl and COVID, and they might be trying to say the opposite shit. Like, we're not sure how long this is gonna last, which could be more of a scare tactic, like I was talking about. But this is a Soviet country, and their goal was to keep everybody under their control and keep them out of the light as much as they possibly could.
They never came back. Homes were abandoned instantly, food on tables, toys on the floor, pets left behind. The radioactive cloud spread across Europe before the truth was finally admitted. Hundreds of thousands of liquidators were sent in to clean up the disaster, often with little protections. Today, Chernobyl is still contaminated, a silent city, a nuclear scar, and a warning the world will never forget. So watch here when I visited Chernobyl many years later.
There's that
My
fucking
first night
picture
in
again.
Ukraine and Kiev started like this,
Oh yeah,
a
dude,
nice party.
this guy's definitely doing coke.
And then we had these very exciting cocktails which I've never seen before. Please write me in comments below if you know what it is.
I mean,
Så er jeg ankommet her til sidste hotel på den her tur, og i Ukraine. Bum,
Oh my god! Holy
således
shit!
ud.
Holy shit!
But then it was time to go to Pripyat and Chernobyl. And after
Is
2
this
hours
that guy narrating it?
Hey, magazine in Russian means store in English. So it was like a kind of supermarket.
Is this
All
the-
such places, univermag, where you could buy everything. Some products, some clothing, some shoes, and even furniture. Everything were in such small stores. In the Zalesya village, it was the big village where we had 3,000 locals. We had also 3 stores.
Around me are buildings that were abandoned almost overnight. Schools, apartments, offices, frozen exactly as they were left in 1986 after the worst nuclear disaster in human history. When Reactor 4 exploded at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant, the Soviet Union tried to keep it quiet. For almost 2 days, people in the nearby city of Pripyat went on with their normal lives. Kids went to school, people went to work, completely unaware they were being poisoned by invisible radiation. And then everything stopped.
But still, even here, we will see such hotspot. Right now, the level of radiation in the Kapachi is 0.82 microsieverts per hour, when the normal is 0.30, right? You can see this rate of radiation. It's still calibrating, it goes up, but let's check it, for example, at this hotspot. So now we have 0.81 microsieverts per hour, right? So let's check it closer to the soil. Zimeter needs 10 seconds for calibration for measuring of level of radiation. Now we have 8 microsieverts per hour when the normal is 0.30 microsieverts per hour. So here there is a mix of radioactive elements such as cesium-137,
Wow.
plutonium, americium isotopes. These territories were heavily contaminated, especially by cesium-137 in the territory of the Kapuchi village. So such hotspot is up to 5 microsieverts per hour, but it's not the hottest one for today. One of the hottest is near
I'm gonna tell you right now, she definitely didn't get hit by no radiation. She looking good. That accent ain't hurting her either.
the basement of this building. Why? Because while they washed liquidators, these firefighters, of course, all contaminated water from the roof fell down on the ground around the building. So actually the ground near the building is heavily contaminated.
That must be some sort of like a Geiger counter or something. I guess I am not 100% sure, but all the soil has probably just been, you know, it's the one thing that you can't really take out of there. The buildings and stuff, I mean, you can get them out of there, destroy them, or I think this lady was saying they were liquidating them, which is not the stuff in the stores, not the actual buildings themselves.
But please don't put it on the soil. So now we have 11.8 microsieverts per hour. It's still calibrated. If you will keep your hand here for a longer time, you can check. It will be much more higher. It will be up to 15 microsieverts per hour in the same hotspot near the kindergarten. So while they washed it, the water collected there and from the roof it just fell down. And here on this point near the tree, near the basement of the kindergarten,
Inside these apartments, you can feel how sudden it all was. Calendars still hang on the walls. Children's rooms are still recognizable. Some windows are blown out, others are sealed shut, trapping the silence inside. The most unsettling part is how normal it still feels. Life was simply paused. Radiation is invisible. You can't smell it, you can't see it. And yet, this entire area was contaminated so badly that it became uninhabitable for generations.
Børnehave, som ikke har det så godt mere.
Some parts of the exclusion zone are safer today than others, but radiation hotspots still exist, especially inside buildings, basement, and areas where radioactive dust settles.
So that must be, you know, the areas that have some ventilation. It looks like this one kind of, there's like windows and stuff on there. And I think that, so that must be, oh shit.
Sealed under a massive steel shell, designed to contain what's left of the radioactive core. But the damage to people, to land, to history can never really be sealed away.
it's still calibrating. So right now
After the explosion, thousands of so-called liquidators were sent in to clean up the disaster. Many of them had little protection. Some had no idea what they were being exposed to.
So that last video that we were watching, the liquidators that came in, it was talking about how they had, some of the workers were like, they didn't know really how to fight against this amount of radiation. So they were using whatever they could, you know, like fucking shields and shit, like a riot shield or whatever, to try and battle off the radiation. But, you know, it's like, it's a communist country, and they tell you to do something and you do it. I mean, I'm sure they got paid, you'd think, but they probably died or their skin fell off, something.
And many paid with their lives.
What did I just say?
And this hotel was in use 10 years after the disaster. Actually, a group of scientists who came to Pripyat to investigate these territories according to the levels of radiation, according to some species of animals, mutants, and so on. They lived in the Hotel Polisia.
Mutants?
After the disaster, from the roof of the Hotel Polisia, our liquidators controlled the route of helicopters, which put boric and sand inside of the destroyed reactor number 4. Everything they did from the roof of the Hotel Polisia. The second building, which is behind the hotel, it was the central administration of Pripyat town. And I have some Chernobyl magic for you.
Oh shit.
Because at night it looked like this.
I thought she was gonna show a picture of a fucking leper or something.
And if you will look at the left side, or at the right side for you, from the Hotel Polisia, you will see the next building, which was the biggest palace of culture in the Chernobyl region. On the right wall there are 3 words, like Sydney, Smelly, Loki, Bronze, Brave, and Clever.
That is the most communist country thing ever. Citizens are brave and clever.
It was a Ferris wheel, but it was never opened officially.
Tay
So they plan to open it on the 1st of May.
and Ruby's here.
2026, on
What's
the
up?
celebration.
I've been getting a lot of like recommendations on YouTube for Chernobyl, and there was 2 videos that I watched before, or one video I watched before this. The other one I watched this morning while I was on the pot. But it's so crazy to me that, and I really think that after just kind of seeing, you know, how everybody was treated after this happened, it was very, very relatable to COVID. You know, it's a country trying to cover up something that they don't really know about. This is so Taylor, this is Chernobyl, and they're just I don't know, this is the weirdest fucking video ever. Literally, we saw this guy's voice does not match it. He's literally like, looks like a bodybuilder that has, his whole body is completely tattooed, and he sounds like a fucking troll.
They had a lot of weekends for the workers. It was one of the favorite celebrations, but it was impossible. So actually, only one day they made, on the 16th of April 1996, they made the final test of this Ferris wheel, and only one day children who lived in Pripyat could use it for free. But 17,000 children lived in Pripyat. Not everyone could.
So the thing that I you know what, dude? I don't know, but I know I've driven past them. The buildings on Hiawatha. I know I've gone past them. But dude, in the last video they were explaining that there was this, I mean, not more than 5 miles away from the nuclear power plant was this amusement park that was days from opening, and then this shit happened. The reactor 4 went down. So none of this stuff was ever used. But I guess in 96 they did it 20 years later.
Tried to use this Ferris wheel. So actually it was built, but it was never
Oh, okay, so they tried to use it. Some fucking kids trying to.
And these were never in use too.
Yeah, the bumper
Chernobyl
cars.
stands as a reminder of what happens when technology moves faster than responsibility.
That's interesting to
Today,
put
while
it that way.
life has returned, forests have grown, animals roam freely. Nature doesn't care about radiation the way humans do.
Og der er vinden, der lige
The
tager
way
fat.
human do. Okay.
Spooky. Wanna take a ride with me? Her er så tribunerne. Og her var fodboldbanen simpelthen rimelig godt væk. Og
I don't know what this guy is filming
Was
with.
also never opened officially as
Like a
well
fucking
as the
BlackBerry or
amusement
something.
park. They plan to open it, of course, at the 1st of May celebrations. Great day. Of course,
How long have those been abandoned for? A while. But yeah, now it's probably, I mean, scary. I mean, even some parts outside of there are probably scary, but I know, pretty sure a guy that we both know, I don't want to say his name, put him on blast out here, but a character that we know and have known has told me about it. The buildings on Hiawatha.
some amateur teams, I mean children, they also played here in this Spartak
Wow.
Stadium before
I wonder why they haven't tore him down yet. That's wild. Just, I think that, and this, like Chernobyl, this town has really, I mean, it's dilapidated as hell because it's been, so it was, what did they say? Was it 84 or 86? I can't remember now. Well, either way, 84, 94, 04, 14. So it's been almost 50 years. And, you know, at this point, this tour that this guy's probably on, it's probably extremely limited. And I'm going to go ahead and say it. It's probably 99% outside because of the buildings and the nuclear hots or the radiation hot spots that they were talking about. Probably absolutely fuck your shit up.
opening date, but still, it was never opened officially.
Og holdet, der spillede her, hed selvfølgelig Spartak, ligesom så mange andre hed noget med Spartak i Sovjetunionen engang. Nu kommer jeg lige ud. Her hvor spillerne gik ud. Og ud til banen, hvis man lige kan forestille sig det. Det er lidt svært. Det er fandme groundhopping.
Here I'm walking into a high-rise building and many apartments where people had their lives before they needed to flee. These concrete buildings once housed the families.
How did you get in there? Was there was it like a rooftop thing? Did you get in up on the roof? Cuz there was that my house on Virginia Street, there was like an old folks home that was abandoned and we got on there on top. Imagine, I'm telling you, the last video that I watched was, I mean, it was only like 6 minutes long, but it was really cool. Or it was interesting, I guess. Hole in the chain link. Okay. Well, some of the rooms in here were covered in these respirator, like, you know, an old school face mask. And it said that 80% of them or something like that were never even used because the government, because they had a nuclear power plant there, the government had, you know, it's like tornado safety in a school in the Midwest or something where you go, you know, you have to tuck under your desk, or now it's, you know, something else. But they would have these drills, you know, in case of a nuclear accident from the power plant. Well, so everybody had these face masks, but at the aftermath of it, when that reactor went down, the government said, "Oh, just never mind. You don't need to worry about it. It'll be fine. You don't need the masks." So they just dumped them, and, you know, I'm here to tell you they fucking needed the masks.
Engineers, technicians, teachers, and nuclear plant workers. Pripyat was considered a privileged city in Soviet Union, modern, clean, and well planned. Most people here were young. The average age was under 30. These apartments weren't slums or emergency housing. They had central heating, running hot water, elevators, balconies, and views over parks and playgrounds. For the time, this was good living.
That's crazy that they're on top of that building.
Each floor was home to several families. Kids played in the courtyards below. Neighbors knew each other. Life here was stable, predictable, and built around nuclear power plants just a few kilometers away. From these windows, some residents could actually see the reactor. No one imagined it would destroy everything. In 1986, when Reactor 4 exploded, life in Pripyat didn't stop immediately. People slept in these apartments, while radioactive particles fell from the sky. Children went outside the next morning.
Dude, I'm sorry. That is the craziest thing to me, is that this shit just excuse me. This shit just happened, and they didn't get people out of there. Like, it's like they kind of pretended like everything was just okay. And I don't know, what I want to know is, was it lack of knowledge? Because, you know, this was the 80s, and the technology behind these nuclear power plants were, the guy said it, way, way ahead of their time. I mean, it was a newer thing. And I mean, think about, just for example, like, you know, there's always been some idea of an electric car or a battery operated car, whatever. But that's a revolutionary idea, moving the future forward, or to the time that we're in now forward, creating, you know, this potentially new way of living. The nuclear power plant, the same way. And it's like, if you can get rid of fossil fuels and, you know, coal and all of this stuff, where you can have something that literally can last, it does last forever. And well, okay, and you know what? I don't think it was them. They might have been playing stupid, but also Soviet town, they don't want to scare everybody out of there, because they need to relinquish control of the people that are living there, which almost makes it more fucked up. They did that. They didn't want to admit that they had royally screwed up, and so they just let life kind of happen, essentially. And then, you know, now here we are today.
Windows were left open. Balconies were used like any other spring day.
Man helt sikkert ikke lov til i Danmark. Det er med garanti. Jeg sagde godt nok også, at politiet ikke ville have det, men at de ikke var her lige nu, så måtte vi gerne. Så nu er vi altså gået op på taget af bygningen i den her tidligere
Well, there's a
by, som- hvor der
They have a
boede
police
50.000
force there.
Så det er så spøgelsesbyen.
First, 36 hours later, the evacuation order finally came from Moscow. Buses arrived and
What did they say?
parked below these
How long?
buildings. Loudspeakers told residents to leave their homes temporarily.
How long did it
Nu er
say?
vi altså gået op på taget af bygningen i den her tidligere by, hvor der boede 50.000 mennesker. Så det er så spøgelsesbyen.
First, 36 hours later, the evacuation order finally came from Moscow. Buses arrived and parked
3
below
days,
these buildings.
bruh.
Loudspeakers told residents to
3
leave their homes
days.
temporarily. So pets were left behind,
Oh.
food was left on tables, doors were locked, and that was it.
You can compare. So 25 meters long, 4.5 meters deep, and it was like Olympic swimming pool. And here were even competitions. I mean,
That is just so crazy.
region competitions of Chernobyl region. This pool was built in 80s, and it wasn't used 10 years after the disaster. Summer camp.
What the hell was that?
The territory of the camp, as you can see.
What was that noise?
Actually, here was the military garrison where lived our soldiers free people approximately lived here early before the explosion. There were scientists, 1,200 approximately scientists.
Yeah.
At the
Well,
research
and if you think about it, those the days that they weren't evacuating, they were probably trying to come up with a plan because, you know, they thought that this whole thing was tip top, you know, nothing's going to happen, which I'll give that to them. You know, that's one of those things where you don't expect the worst to happen, but as a government kind of have to have a plan. And the gas mask and stuff like that wasn't, you know, obviously that wasn't going to do anything because they told them not to put them on.
station Duga number 3.
Duga.
They lived here, of course, with their families. It was a big town where were 5-story buildings, where were also schools, cafes, like swimming pool as well, sport complex. Even now you will see the stadium, which is also was covered by the nature, of course, by trees. But early it was the stadium of this military town. Under the soil, under the ground, our workers and scientists, they had a tunnel which connected the military base, this radar, and the town as well. So only scientists who worked at this construction, known as soldiers, these soldiers, they known about this tunnel, and they could easily get to the radar station under the ground. There was even bunker for them, but everything after the disaster was like buried, covered by concrete, because it was the top secret object in the Soviet times. It was the third one, that's why we call it Duga number 3.
Holy
Why
shit.
was such construction? Again, it was like a Cold War, and original radars which we had on borders of the Soviet Union, they could fix the signals of ballistic missiles in few seconds, like when the missile reach our territories. We need a special early warning system, and actually in 60s our scientists made the idea like called the first Duga. The first Duga was built in Krasnoyarsk in 1962. The last one was built here in 1970s, but it was the common system, over the horizon system. We had 3 receivers in the Soviet Union, and we also had 3 transmitters. This one was only the receiver of the signal. So such radar system could fix the signals of ballistic missiles, and then by computers our scientists analyzed the data. With such radar system we could fix the signals of ballistic missiles in few minutes after the missiles launching from the US. Actually, they planned to do like this. So the missile which was launched, for example, from the US could reach our territories.
Holy shit.
When leaving Chernobyl, everyone passes through a radiation detector. It measures any radioactive dust on shoes, clothes, or gear. Contamination is removed before you can continue, keeping the outside world safe. Even decades later, Chernobyl's invisible mark is still here.
Bro, if this video was from a month ago, look at that. Look at that tech. What the fuck?
But back to beautiful Kiev as it
Oh,
once
bro,
was.
come on.
Thank you very much for watching, and if you like this video, please give me that like and maybe a subscription. Yeah, that would be nice too. And yeah, give me a comment of what you think of this video. Thank you. And remember to get the world under your skin.
That's crazy. What is Listers? Is that a Chernobyl related, or is it it's like a what's that about? Is it about bird watching? Wait. So is this it? Is this the one that okay, it is the top one. Extreme bird watching though.
Some people kind of branch just recreational birding, and then some people branch into listing.
What the hell?
Does the van need maintenance?
Because we put 30,000 miles on it.
Why did we put 30,000 miles on it?
Because we're trying to find as many birds as we can.
Well, we're trying to find as many birds as we can.
That I don't know. I don't know the question to that, or the answer to that question yet.
Like the cinematography already.
What's up? This here would be my older brother Quentin. And last year he was diagnosed with a rare and aggressive form of early onset bird watcher. Highly contagious. I caught it too.
What is this whole project you're working on?
No, this is going to be a guidebook about all the birds that we saw last year.
It's all gonna be like accurate, scientifically accurate, I'm guessing.
Okay.
One day I got high and found the family's bird guidebook, and I thought about how crazy it would be if you knew all the birds in that book. Just how insane that is.
You see, neither of us knew much about birds, and we didn't know much about bird watchers. I think like most people from the outside, when we saw them, we would take note about what they're wearing, or their age, or the stuff they're wearing. So, we decided we'd try the most extreme form of bird watching. Because, well,
Because that's a great way to learn about something, is to try to just do it at like the highest level, you know?
Is this? Maybe it's too early to. Is this satire? Because if it is, it's fucking hilarious already.
A big year in birding is seeing as many species as you can in one calendar year. January 1st to December 31st.
The modifier is, well, where? So you could have a world big year, you could have an ABA area big year, you could have a
Okay.
lower 48 big year.
Someone did like a naked big year. I don't know, like where they only counted birds that they saw while they were naked.
I'm from northern Wisconsin, so I got myself pretty used to being naked in cold weather for a while. I think I do better birding. I know I get closer to wildlife for some reason. I feel like I'm one with nature when I'm walking in the woods.
I feel like the lower 48 or
Bruh.
the ABA is the money of how many birds you can see in a year.
for the lower 48, the number to beat is 751.
Typical experience level of somebody who does a big year is usually way beyond your guys' level.
Trogan.
According to this study
Trogan.
of extreme bird watchers, the type of person to compete in a big year has already been birding for 24 years and, on average, can identify a fuck ton of birds. We only knew a couple.
I thought every time you see a little brown bird, it's called a chickadee. Like you got bald eagle, you got the cardinal, you got the great blue heron, and then you got, those are just chickadees, you know?
The rules of this game are pretty simple. The bird must be in the lower 48 or up to 200 miles offshore. The bird must be one of the species deemed countable by the American Birding Association. The bird must be alive, wild, and unrestrained. And the bird must be seen, heard, or documented. It's all based on the honor system. And we lived the entire year on the road inside a 2010 Kia Sedona.
Hell yeah.
Doing nothing but look at birds for the whole year.
I am absolutely... I'm going to try and see if Michaela wants to watch this. I am going to get into that. I actually want to watch it. I don't know what time Michaela's coming home tonight, but we're definitely going to watch this. Or if she don't want to watch it, I'll watch it by myself. Extreme beach combing, dude. Oh. That's crazy. You know what? And there's like that, okay, the piss saga.
For the past 2 years, an electrical box in my neighborhood had been overrun with bottles of piss. And not your normal run-of-the-mill truck driver bottle of piss, but an assortment of different sized bottles, different colors, and sometimes complemented with a hand-drawn note. The bottles would usually appear in the morning and then disappear in the late afternoon or evening, with this transaction occurring a few times a week. The word of this piss-infested electrical box spread throughout the neighborhood, even to the point where a third-party vigilante left an aggressive letter threatening the culprit. The notoriety of the situation grew, and so did the strength of the urine, making its mark atop the electrical
Oh,
box
God.
and cementing
What
its
the
status as
hell,
its own
dude?
neighborhood landmark. Who was placing these bottles? Who was the vigilante? Is a different person picking them up? Finally, my curiosity got the best of me, so I purchased the DigiGarden 4K.
Oh, you've seen this, Ruby?
With the hopes of answering these questions. But my main holdup was setting up the camera.
Oh, what
electrical
the hell?
box is located on a busy street, and if anyone saw me next to it, then they would immediately assume that I was the pisser, and my reputation would be forever
You
ruined.
getting
So
pissed?
I hit
You
up
don't
a
want to
friend
get
of mine
piss
who was
blamed.
filming his own videos and skits, and is usually in costume, figuring that he would be a good source for a decoy look.
Ayo. Yeah, I have a construction vest and a helmet you can borrow. I also have a brown lunch bags if you need to have a sack lunch with you. Also, let me know if you need any
A
help.
piss
cleaning up.
jug is?
The next day, Grant and I arrived at the location in our decoy looks. Me as a standard construction worker, and Grant as a recently divorced, disheveled project manager. The two of us were able to fool the public as we successfully set up the DigiGarden 4K waterproof trail camera. The
Piss.
following morning, I went to go check the electrical box and couldn't believe my eyes. Piss. I honestly thought this would take a week or so, but we were able to capture the drop-off on the first night, but inherently knew that the pickup was the most intriguing part of the story. So after
Wait,
consulting
wait,
with Grant,
hold up. I'm just going to pause this for a quick second here. And maybe I just missed this. Somebody is picking these up? They're just throwing them out, right? I mean, I really do.
we agreed to wait it out one more night. Unfortunately, the piss bottles were still there the following morning. No pickup. It had been too long, and there was a high chance that the batteries to my DigiGarden 4K waterproof trail camera were dead. Also, since Grant and I had been posting about this in real time, there was a great deal of pressure building from people online. I couldn't take it anymore. Making sure the coast was clear, I quickly collected the DigiGarden 4K waterproof trail camera and went home to review the clips. Finally, the mystery was about to be solved.
What the?
The footage was baffling.
What
I
in
really
the
thought it was
hell,
a
dude?
coming from beyond the wall, which also happened to be the side of a highway. I had so many questions, and so did everyone following the saga. Grant and I both thought that this was just the tip of the
Oh
iceberg,
my
and that we
God,
found
dude.
something.
Oh shit. Oh my God, that is.
After capturing the mysterious video footage of the initial piss drop-off,
What the
Grant and I decided
fuck?
to take the weekend to process what we had just witnessed. It was baffling to think that someone was out there at night in the bushes with latex gloves, strategically
Oh.
placing piss bottles on electrical
Oh,
poles.
just the hand,
First thing
dude. That
Monday morning, I
killed
went to
me,
the site to
dude.
check if
What the
bottles were gone.
fuck?
They weren't. In fact, they had doubled. Things were escalating
Oh.
quickly, so Grant decided to order a second DigiGarden
Oh my
4K
God,
waterproof
that
trail
is.
camera, and we devised a plan to capture what was occurring beyond the wall.
Just the hand coming over and putting it there?
Fortunately, Grant had a construction worker friend who agreed to help out and lend us gear while also giving us a few pointers on how we could better sell the look. I didn't have any construction worker friends, but I had a motorcycle friend named Robin, who basically looks like a construction worker, and I was certain that he would help out. But Robin was busy
That was the funniest thing ever, dude.
Hey, Katz, I'm working on a project and need some extra bodies. Mainly need you to come and be a construction worker.
Okay. I've never done construction before, but fuck it, I'll try anything once. Hey, wait, is this for the piss thing?
With both Katz
The
and
piss
Keith,
thing and the white monsters, and he said they're the healthy ones. Fucking what a guy.
Whatever construction worker things that were in our
Holy
In
shit.
this case, setting up 2 DigiGarden 4K waterproof trail cameras around an electrical box stacked with piss bottles. We played
Okay, the one the one guy, that guy doesn't he's a actual construction manager. He does not look like it at all. He looks like shit.
The next morning, I returned to the box only to see that there's a new batch of piss bottles. I knew because this was fewer than before, and one bottle had a particular darker tint. I immediately hit up Grant with a good answer.
Serious to
but was
God.
only met with some disastrous news on his end. And out of nowhere, Grant hit me with the classic "I'm going to Norway today" excuse.
I'm going to Norway today.
I had to retrieve these DigiGarden 4K waterproof trail cameras, but also knew it would be too risky to collect on my own. I needed a project manager, and I knew just the guy. Hey, Katz, can you be my project manager?
Easy.
Also, try to match Grant's decoy outfit, disheveled.
You got it. Plus, I'm actually divorced.
Katz and I met at the location, again in our decoy looks. Me as a normal construction worker, and Katz as an actually recently divorced, disheveled project manager. And we were able to retrieve both DigiGarden 4K waterproof trail cameras without any problems. We had 2 issues with the DigiGarden 4K waterproof trail cameras. The first one I set up failed to record anything.
Oh.
Not really sure why, but it's something I'll be voicing my frustrations with the DigiGarden customer service at a future date. The other issue being that the second camera shifted positions upon setup and framed out the electrical box. But beyond the wall, we did get a major hit. Footage of the culprit in the act, revealing a man in his mid-30s to 40s wearing latex gloves and a flashlight, pouring liquids from one bottle to another, then methodically placing the piss on the electrical box. Also, the timestamp is almost identical to the previous footage. This clearly seemed premeditated and very intentional. I thought getting a visual of the culprit would give me some closure, but in reality, it only doubled my curiosity. Is this some abstract performance artist, or some family man's late-night fetish? For every question I answer, I seemingly raise 2 more. What are his motives? Who is doing the pickups? And is that actually urine?
This is the most insane. I get that they're, this is like supposed to be funny, but I don't think they realize how fucking funny this is. And not only that, the only way they're going to be able to find out if it's piss is, I don't think I really need to go any further than that.
The electrical box was stacked with piss. A couple days had passed since we captured the footage of the
And it looks like some of those look like they have like notes inside them too, which is even more messed up.
And I was reluctant to set up my DigiGarden 4K waterproof trail cameras, mainly because my 2 project managers were missing. Grant was abroad, enjoying himself on a meaningless trip to Norway, while Katz was tied up with many of life's distractions. So I took this time to monitor
This is
and track the
baked
culprit
AF.
day in and day out, the comings and goings of the piss bottles. But as the days passed, the bottles remained on the electrical box. More bottles would appear overnight, some with more labels than usual, and he even went to the extent of placing decals on the box. Was he taunting me? Was this piss cat and mouse? But one thing I did notice, no one was picking them up. I returned to the footage from the DigiGarden 4K waterproof trail camera that had shifted in the tree, framing out the electrical box, hoping that I would discover some clue regarding the pickup that day. Although this was quite the task because it recorded every single person, cyclist, and car that passed by. The only thing I was able to capture was a man in a construction worker type vest observing and taking photos of the bottles. He then moves out of frame but looks to be collecting them. Was this a city cleanup crew guy? Or a sketchy piss recipient who was wearing a city cleanup crew guy?
Piss recipient, dude.
My Piss Saga intro video was racking up views, even to the point where people from the neighborhood would reach out and send their own piss bottle stories and photos. One person sent me an origin story about how the piss bottles started off on a different electrical box at a nearby park, and then gradually moved east, eventually claiming the current box. Another unsettling anecdote was about a time when the culprit tied a bottle to a string and hung it from a tree branch. People were consumed with piss and had started developing their own theories as to what was occurring beyond the wall. A drug drop disguised as human urine? Clean urine for people who needed to pass a drug test? Or just a person that wanted to showcase their massive collection of piss? Then someone sent me a message that caught my interest.
Wow.
The user claimed that they owned a crime scene biohazardous waste company and had been doing cleanups at the piss box for the past 2 years. Within their company, employees referred to the culprit as the P Bandit and had inside knowledge that checked out with my footage of the city's cleanup crew guy. They even let me know when they were going to pick up next, which checked out. This negated a lot of theories regarding the pickup, but I still had one question that had been eating at me this entire time, and there was really only one way I could answer it. We were going to have to collect a sample. We knew the Piss Bandit was extremely calculated, and that he would be alerted if one of his bottles was missing. We were playing chess and needed to offer a gambit to gain positional advantage. By this,
They're going to put their own piss jug up there.
Grant returned that Saturday, and I had him meet me directly from the airport. We then got straight to work. Using a mixture of unsweetened pure leaf green tea and unsweetened pure leaf regular tea, we were able to concoct the perfect human urine decoy. Next, we had to replicate the Piss Bandit's hand-drawn calling card, and that was usually left on the bottle's inner label. Fortunately, Grant was known to have terrible handwriting and was able to perfectly match the signage. Then, we headed to the location in our decoy outfits. Me, as a normal construction worker, and Grant, as a recently divorced, disheveled project manager who just returned from a meaningless trip to Norway. It was our most daring mission yet. We had a plan that we would follow precisely. I would use a specimen grabber thing to pick up the real bottle of piss, while Grant quickly replaced it with a decoy. Then he would take our sample and secure it in our own custom-made specimen box.
Just says piss on there.
Now it was time to undergo the test.
I mean, you'd think, and I don't know who the hell this guy is doing that, but you'd think that he would have maybe seen it, like if his video was blowing up online, that he might have stumbled across the actual Piss Bandit, but...
Grant and I had successfully collected one of the piss bottles from the electrical box. Now it was time for the tests. Fortunately for me, Grant volunteered to do all the heavy lifting, mainly because he suffered from a condition called anosmia, a disorder that causes its victim, Grant in this case, to lose all sense of smell, which was perfect because he wouldn't be affected by whatever fumes were emitted during the urinalysis. We had two primary objectives we needed to achieve. Our first was to see if the fluid in the bottle was actually piss and not some mysterious liquid decoyed as piss. So I ordered an Amazon.com instant result 10-panel home urinalysis test kit that gives you an accurate reading in just 60 seconds. Our second objective was to see if there were any drugs present in the liquid, especially since the majority of the pissheads online thought this entire scenario was a drug drop-off operation. So I ordered an Amazon.com easy at-home 5-panel drug testing kit that gives you results in just 5 minutes. We got straight to work. Grant was in the zone. In his natural state, he flawlessly completed the urinalysis without any problems. We got our results in 60 seconds, although I couldn't interpret them because I wasn't a medical professional. So I sent a photo of our test strip and its legend to my friend Niall, who is a professional ICU nurse. While we waited for Niall to decipher the urinalysis, we went ahead and executed the drug test. Again, Grant performed the task masterfully. We had our results in exactly 5 minutes, and we were able to conclude that whatever liquid was in that bottle did not contain any drugs. It was drug-free.
Looks to be in good health.
It's definitely urine.
Definitely.
Clean, healthy piss. We were baffled. A majority of our theories had been shot down. Nothing made sense. We were dealing with...
I can't even live. And you know what? It's almost 6 o'clock. I gotta make dinner. This was, you know what? I don't know if anybody's still viewing Ruby or Tay, but this was a lot of fun. And I'm going to try and do something like this again, just a weird live, where we're just kind of bullshitting about stuff that doesn't matter. I mean, Chernobyl matters, but you know what I mean? Just some fun stuff. So, yeah, thanks for watching. And we're going to get making some dinner here. So, later.